Hey guys, all eyes were on the US Federal Reserve this week as Chairman Jay Powell announced a rate hike of 0.25 percentage point. The increase was somewhat expected, although the banking crisis of the past few weeks caused some uncertainty as to what the Fed would do. Ultimately, Powell confirmed the hike, but he also hinted to a pause on future interest rate increases. Remember, this was the Fed's 9th consecutive rate increase as it has battled to curb inflation over the past year. Inflation has come down, but at around 6% in February, it's still high and well off the 2 to 3% range, which is the Fed's comfort zone. Now, what does all this have to do with the diamond industry, you ask? Well, pretty much everything if we want to understand the slow market environment that we continue to experience. Essentially, high inflation and high interest rates translate to less money that is available to stimulate demand for diamond jewelry. Households face higher costs of their mortgages and loans, etc., as a result of the interest rate increases, while they're also paying more for everyday items at the store due to inflation. So as the cost of living increases, there is less available to spend on discretionary items or luxury products. The opposite was true after COVID. Interest rates back then were low, reducing the cost of borrowing, and households received stimulus payments, so there was an excess of money, and that stimulated jewelry sales and ultimately the recovery in the market. Today, there is less money available due to high inflation and rising costs of borrowing. And so in that context, demand understandably came down in the fourth quarter of 2022 and in the first 3 months of 2023. Diamond trading is currently quiet due to that US economic caution, but also as Chinese buyers are lacking some urgency in the market. There's a sense they have the goods they need for now after that initial boost during the Hong Kong show announced their re-entry to the market after the COVID lockdowns there. On the rough side, trading is stable ahead of next week's De Beers site. Prices continue to rise for small goods on the rough auction circuit, but the general feeling is that De Beers won't change prices next week, given the increases the company implemented for small goods in January and February, an estimated 30% rise in those categories. Of course, the major development in the rough market at the moment relates to Russia, as the G7 nations are working on a plan to oblige companies to declare their supply is not sourced from Russia. That's according to the Jewelers Vigilance Committee, following an address by Ambassador James O'Brien, who heads the US Office of Sanctions Coordination, that's OFAC, at the JVC's annual luncheon last week. The G7 is meeting in mid-May to advance implementation of this plan, and that will have all sorts of implications for the trade. Looking ahead, we'll be attending the various events taking place in Israel next week. That includes the Israel International Diamond Exhibition, the meetings of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses, and that of the International Diamond Manufacturers Association. And of course, the Israel Diamond Conference is taking place on Monday, that's March 27th, at which our chairman, Martin Rapaport, will address supply chain challenges and opportunities. His talk will be at 3:30 p.m. Israel time during the conference on Monday. Also, our full editorial team will be there, and we're bringing out the big guns for this one. That's Sonia, Joshua, Leah, myself will all be there. If you see us, be sure to say hi. We're the ones with notepads and pens in our hands, taking notes of what's happening in the market. Thank you for watching this week's Rapaport Market Comment, brought to you by Rapaport Auctions. Check out the melee and single stone auctions currently taking place this week in New York, Israel, and Dubai. Details on rapaportauctions.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to make sure that you stay tuned and up to date with all that's happening in the diamond market. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next time.